Welcome back, everyone, to Third Street Reactions. I'm Zach.
Shane.
We're back with Attack on Titan. Whatever the...
I was gonna...
It's not on the screen, I don't know.
Guys, just remember, we put a reaction on Patreon. It's on there for free for everyone. We can't put it on YouTube because if it's anime, it's copyright, and I don't want to risk our channel getting shut down. Anyways, guys, you got it, Zach.
What happened last time on Attack on Titan?
And I'm not saying this because I know, but it felt like it was a calm before the storm. Like, there were kids being kids. We had
John and Aaron had that fight,
and
Mika says, like, no, let him finish.
And they both were like, we just don't want to fight
They're
anymore.
teasing Bollcut about that girl.
And he should be teased.
Because she liked him,
yeah,
but he didn't realize it, which I can relate to.
Yeah, and we also had Ervin, who he's injured, but he still wants to participate.
Well, he wants to be there to see through like his convictions because of his dad.
He wants to see his dream come to fruition, right?
Yeah, because Levi's like, "Oh, break your legs, he's
yeah.
like, "Oh, fuck, I'm gonna fuck, I'm gonna go."
Yeah,
he's like, "All right, if you need it."
It was like a feel-good episode before the storm, and
yeah, I really am not looking forward to people being eaten right now. I feel like that's going to come. And I just don't want to see it.
This show, I still react to it the way I did when I first saw it. I know the broad strokes. I don't really remember too much of the mini details, right? I know how the season ends, and I know a little bit of the final season. But guys, we're getting into the territory where I am starting to react to some stuff here pretty soon. And guys, if you want to support us, just check us out on Patreon. We have 4 weeks early access. Hopefully it's on there and it's not still the 2 week. If so, I'm going to feel stupid. Do it. Let's jump in.
To win this conflict once and for all. It's our side or theirs now. We can let the Titans bust us, or bring them crashing down.
Fucking thing dies.
What'd you think, man?
Well, I didn't get hit with the fucking people being eaten. So that was nice.
Yeah.
But it was a really good episode. Everything went well. I like Armin a lot. I'm glad that he had his moment. He's getting his time to shine. He's proven himself in ways that I feel like you and I, where we test our mettle, so to speak, physically.
Yeah.
But he proved himself strategically. He's gotten them out of the fucking pickles several times. It's
always interesting. I feel like it's prominent in Japanese anime. These adults know that these kids are going to save the world. Like, these Gundam pilots are always like 14.
The ones with potential, the ones that are like, they're not the old guard that have been doing things the same way for years, and it has come to naught. But it's not quite like that because, you know, Captain Ervin, or Commander Ervin, I had it on his shoulders, and he's
definitely the badass leader. But like, for him to say, I think,
no, listen to him.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, you hot on.
Yeah, yeah. I really liked it too, man.
It was really good.
Like, so for, did you expect them to find them in the wall like that?
No, I was kind of expecting it to be they were going to get ambushed in some way, and people were going to be eaten, and horrible things are going to happen. So it's kind of nice to see them, even though that one fella was stabbed and killed, that they kind of had a preemptive strike, so to speak. They had a win. Yeah. Quote unquote win.
Yeah, they kind of forced him to make a move early.
Yeah. And I really hope that fucking hairy bastard dies. I don't know if he dies soon. Hope he does. I don't know if he will. And I really hope he fucking does. I don't like his smirk. I don't like his attitude.
Yeah.
I don't like anything about it.
Reiner and Bertold and Annie, the whole time they were on the opposite side.
They were, but they didn't have that fucking attitude. His attitude's a little more smug. And I don't like it.
Yeah.
I know, like, for instance, like comparing anime, Vegeta can be he's fucking smug.
He's a smug man.
He can back it up, but there are times, though, that like Piccolo has pointed out in episodes where he does it to provoke the enemy. Like, he intentionally...
Like the Cell?
Yeah. He intentionally fucking...
Dude, I love that Android and Cell saga,
he intentionally just provokes the enemy by being a smug piece of shit and draws them into the fight.
It's such a legendary anime.
It is.
It's just...
It fucking...
The fighting, the characters.
It made such a stamp
funny
on the genre.
Yeah.
And
it's why we have great shows like Full Metal Alchemist and other things, because all the other Gundams that Rurouni Kenshin, because that show made a mark on us. It's so cool.
It is.
And I know this is completely off topic, but do you remember when Tien was doing the light move to Cell? So he kept flying up, he kept hitting him down.
Yeah.
And Tien he's severely underpowered at this point in the story.
Yeah, but that move he used against Nappa. In the Saiyan Saga, that was a move that depletes his life force.
Yeah.
So it kills him in the long run.
Yeah.
But it's a very, very powerful move.
Yeah, but he kept doing it against someone to Cell, and it was like,
well, at the time with Nappa, it was
Yeah.
He was way underpowered against Nappa.
Yeah, he's always... And, I know we had the tournament. You Can't Kill, so that kind of evened it out. That was cool. But I want something...
Well, then the Broly movie after that.
Yeah, the Broly movie was so good.
Dude.
That movie was so good.
The only part I didn't like about that movie was the parts where they just went, they went completely CG with Gogeta and Broly.
Yeah, I didn't.
And it was like, Gogeta, Broly.
Yeah.
It was this weird CG thing, but overall, that movie was fucking fantastic.
Which is crazy because, it's the parts that are drawn better than anything I've seen in Dragon Ball.
They are.
Oh.
And I thought you said they put a filter on that, though.
Well, I know they do that for Attack on Titan sometimes to make it look more hand-drawn.
I thought you told me they put a filter on that movie, too.
I don't know.
I don't know either, but I did watch also the Gohan and Piccolo movie.
Yeah. Yeah, how was that?
I mean, it was good.
Yeah.
It wasn't it was a little more leaning towards Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Than Dragon Ball Z.
Okay.
But it benefited it.
Yeah.
And, Piccolo had his time to shine.
Good.
And,
he's a great character, too.
When we were coming into Dragon Ball Z, and we were coming into it hard,
mm-hmm.
and then all of the Dragon Ball Z movies were coming out, the non-canon films.
Yeah.
And Broly was right there.
Yeah.
And he was the coolest fucking
thing. He's the coolest, yeah.
And to see that come full circle.
Yeah, because it's a better origin, and it's a better story. Yeah.
And
now I love Trunks so much, and he obviously...
Hello, monkeys!
Yeah.
He's just talking to the Saiyans.
Yeah.
It was the guy that plays his voice now, because I know the other fellow died. Rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace, yeah.
But anyways, he's such a fucking great job. That was a character, and I'm glad they brought him back, even though I always say, typically, that a good villain stays dead.
Mm-hmm.
Some canons break the rule of Ganondorf.
Yeah, I think Dragon Ball Z established early on, though, that it can break that rule when it's going to, kind of, because it didn't,
well, as long as it
bring
it
back.
Well, I mean...
Yeah. It's following its own rules.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Frieza is such an iconic character.
Yeah, he has been amazing when he's been back. Mm-hmm. And when his version of Hell is just the greatest thing.
Oh, yeah. Well, and then... and it's cool to see, Goku and Vegeta, Vegeta had grown as a character. He realized that he needs Goku to drive himself.
Well, I just love how he got to shine during the Frieza saga, the new Frieza saga, the Golden Frieza saga. Mm-hmm. How he's the one who fucking sent him back to hell.
Yeah.
And Goku he's being careless. He got shot.
Yeah.
They're not immortal. I mean, they can get shot. Some people didn't like that. I actually like it. I like that when they're not paying attention, they can just get shot.
Well, when Goku got hit in the head with a rock.
Yeah, and it hurt him.
He's like, ow!
Yeah. It's good stuff. We're talking about Dragon Ball Z because we love it.
Yeah, well, this show...
It brought us shows like this to the West.
This show has been better than I thought it was going to be. I enjoy Erwin more than since I've known that he was Scar's voice actor.
Yeah.
Because Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood has... really stood out.
That's your favorite anime. Yeah,
it is.
So it's certainly probably.
I mean, it's held in high regard for most reviewers' circles or whatever the fuck.
Well, and it should be. I think it's the best anime I've watched, but it's not my favorite.
Well, I love Hiromi. I'm pretty sure her name's Hiromi, but
the artist, right?
The artist, yeah.
And she did
her
the story,
art style and story. It's such a cool, unique. I mean, yeah, everything has an influence from somewhere.
Yeah.
It's kind of like this World War One, kind of World War II-ish.
Yeah.
It's right in there.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it's such a cool fucking idea. It's such great characters and such human characters. And there's the diversity of those characters.
And not to spoil it, but it ended really well.
It ends fantastic. And Rad has some badass moments.
He had a voice actor in this part, didn't he? Didn't you spot him out?
Yeah, he was just some guy on that council.
Yeah, he's some guy in the council. Yeah,
he wasn't Premier Zachary, but he's in that little group, Premier Zachary.
So you think in this show, Erwin speaks to you a lot? He certainly speaks. Him and Levi are.
I don't know at this point. I guess if I had to pick one, it'd be Erwin. Yeah. Even though the one I like the most is actually Armin.
Okay. Well, I also say, and I think I literally forgot about him because he's in the show briefly, but Levi's his uncle.
Well, yeah,
Kenny's great.
He's dead.
He's dead. He's dead. But in terms of
he was out. He was here and he was gone. I was expecting him to be here longer, and he's just But I think he was just here to introduce the Ackermans and their story, and they were like, "Oh, we can use this villain. He can give us the story, and he give us Mikasa."
Well, they make Levi's character better having that history.
I guess in terms of relatability, Armin I like a lot, but in terms of relatability, who I would pick is probably Erwin.
Yeah, well, Erwin. I mean, the voice actor and I said go, God damn it. I mean, that's like, to me, that's a Mustang moment. Not as cool, but it's like the great voice actor. He's like, he's got certain doom. He's screaming for his troops to move forward. Mm-hmm. And it was so cool.
It was fucking great. I mean, there's nothing.
I would say he's got one more moment that I remember where he has a cool.
You're telling me he dies.
I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying Levi, to me,
putting a cap on things.
Levi has 3 moments that I remember from what I've watched, and from what I've watched of Levi, from what I've watched of Erwin, what I've watched of Erwin.
You've capped that man. You're saying he's going to die.
I did not say that. You're saying that. That's what you said.
You capped him though.
No, I said I remember.
He's got one more moment that tells me that. Okay, one more moment.
It's easy to run with that, but I'm saying like for me.
You're telling me he retires and goes home and sits on the porch.
No, I'm saying characters come in and out of the spotlight, right? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like fucking Yadrobi, he was a fucking great character. Now he's not in the spotlight anymore, right?
He only had spotlight a few times.
But like, for instance, like a lot of the great Z characters.
The only reason he was great is because he sucked, but he did a great thing.
That's what makes him great. Because he has to be brave.
Because he had to do a
it's harder for him
fucking thing.
It's harder for him to do what he did than fucking Vegeta and Goku. They're like badasses, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
I'm glad you liked the episode.
A lot of the characters here, I don't like Bertolt for some reason. I just don't fucking like him. I like Rhina.
Yeah, I like Rhino too.
Annie, maybe it's because I have a thing for blondes.
Yeah.
I don't know. Mm-hmm. So I don't know, but Armin, I like him. I like Aaron a lot.
Yeah,
I like Aaron and Mikasa and Armin's little triangle.
Me too.
I like
Jean.
I feel like I would respect Levi if I knew him.
Yeah.
I don't particularly like him, but I think I would respect him.
Yeah, Jean. There's not much there to him, to Levi.
Well, Jean, I think I'd relate to that guy.
Yeah.
He bitches a lot, but
he's a hard worker. He's formidable, and he doesn't like.
But he bitches a lot. It's a quality you don't particularly like.
I don't love it, but I feel like it's.
I fw like I bitch a lot.
You have highs and lows. Sometimes you bitch less than anybody I know. Sometimes you bitch more than second most of anyone I've ever met. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like I said, it's up and down. I think as Jean, he's critical of pretty fair things with Aaron, but Aaron is the protagonist, so he is going to be right. And Jean is not
proven right.
He's going to be proven right. But Jean, I feel like that's a fair point. You know what I mean? So Jean is a great soldier, but he doesn't have the power of the Titans, and he's not as good as Mikasa, but he was good enough out of that whole group. He's one of the few. Him and Mikasa were one of the few out of the original to be able to go into the interior.
Yeah.
And Jean eventually chose to be a scout.
Yeah.
So, and I will spoil this. I mean, I think that the show will kind of reveal that even more that Jean is a great fighter.
No, I like him.
Yeah.
I like him a lot. I just was pointing out the fact that he bitched because you don't like that quality.
I love John. I love you.
Even though you have your own ways of bitching.
Yeah.
They're not the standard ways of bitching. You bitch in your own way about certain things.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this on a walk yesterday. This motherfucker bitches. He just finds his own way to bitch.
Yeah, I do, but
you have your own outlet for bitching, but it's just not the. It's
because
not
you know me so well. I think you're the one who knows that.
Yeah, but I do know.
So I'm not known for it.
But I do know. Okay.
Yeah.
I do know that you bitch. I'm not gonna put it out there for the world, but I do know that you do. It does be good to know if you know that I know. You know that I know.
I need an outlet sometimes.
It's fine.
Yeah,
I get it.
Anyways, this particular episode, obviously things are heating up quite a bit. So
I hope that Beast Titan dies.
Yeah.
Sooner than later.
Yeah.
I just can't fucking stand it, man. I cannot fucking stand it.
I share your.
Like Rhina and Bertolt, I feel like they're people that are squished in between a shit sandwich. But that fucker, he's like the sesame seeds on the shit sandwich. He's like the thing that was so unnecessary for that shit sandwich that just had to be there.
I completely agree with both of those points.
I feel like he's a prick.
I completely agree. I know.
Not in a prick in a cool way either. Yeah. I feel like he's a prick in a douchebaggy way.
Like I said, I know a lot about him, so I can't say too much. But I agree with how you're feeling now. I felt the same way, and I still feel the same way. So that's all I
can't stand his fucking ass. Can't stand it.
Well,
can't stand his fucking Titan form. I can't stand.
You mentioned a few things who you like, who you don't like. I think a character that you like but don't love, I think you'll come to like him even more, just based off of the things you want in the story.
All right.
Yeah. So
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope I get to see that sooner than later because I'm not drawn to anyone for my sake.
Yeah.
Especially very strongly yet. I liked Kenny. I thought he was cool.
Yeah.
But he's kind of like the stereotypical badass.
Well, I thought he was. I thought
I like him. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying like he doesn't.
I think his secret motivations
it was cool.
Shed the stereotypicalness.
And it was. I mean, he's cool.
But surface level, he's...
But for me, though, I guess as I've gotten older, like that shit would have drawn me in when I was younger.
Yeah.
But now it's like I like him a lot.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, and I'm very relatable to, not the killing and shit, but the drinking and the fucking carelessness and whatever he does.
Well, he's got a secret philosophy that at a surface level, you don't look at him and you don't look at you, and you think that you possess those things.
Yeah, and I like that about him. And
so it's like Cad Bane. Cad Bane, if you grew up in a Clone Wars, Cad Bane would be the coolest character in the world.
Yeah, I would have.
Yeah, so it's just I get it. We're older, but I try to evaluate it as someone who would have watched it when I was younger.
Well, I'm trying to evaluate from the point that, like, okay, yeah, I would have loved that character.
But I have to evaluate it now too.
But my thing now is like, just different ideals that I uphold, different things that I uphold more in my life, and what I respect more out of other people.
Yeah.
Not so much myself. I know what to expect of myself, but other people though.
Well, that's why I like Levi and Erwin. Like they're very virtuous and they're committed to something greater than themselves. Yeah. And that's always just the coolest thing to me. Guys, Raddick,